Hey everybody. I like this actual bit of news. This is not. It came out in 2007. Old news. Actually, God blimey, yeah, 10 years, but it's still relevant because even from that time to now, very little has been done about the design of the aircraft that we see today. I've I've thought about this a lot in the past when I was, younger, and I kept thinking to myself, why, when the Boeing Dreamline, is it 747, was being proposed, the design that Boeing came out with was really radical at the time. In fact, it looked so. I thought they were going to bring it out, and I was sitting and waiting. Fantastic! This is going to be a revolution, and might spark the other companies to start looking at different designs for aircraft. But as because I remember I was getting the emails coming from Boeing, suddenly I started to see the design slowly change more and more and more, and to the point where we got exactly what we have now in similar shapes to what the Airbus is doing, and just similar, virtually the same shapes as all the others. Slight different design, a little bit here and there, but it's still the cigar shape with the wings stuck on the other end, other side. And look, electric, Jesus, that won't be here for 50 years. I don't know. Yeah, I think about 50 years before we even think about electric. Now, as you can see on the picture here, this looks fantastic. But let's face it, are we going to see passenger aircraft designed like this in the next 50 years? We should. Reason being, this is shaped to fly through the air. As you can see, the air would flow over easy, round. It would just, this design would be far, far more efficient. And that's on one level. Two, if this was to be electric, you could literally pack probably on one level batteries, on another level cargo, and then on the top level, like around here, where like this level could be, this is obviously the cockpit area. This area could be for passengers. This area down here could be. It depends on how big this is for cargo, or split into cargo and entertainment areas, depending on where it is. And then the bottom could literally hold batteries and the engines. Engines could be around all the other side. This could all be engine with battery. Underneath would obviously be engine for lift, forward, sideways, hover. Could all be incorporated into this design. Then you could have maybe a lot of passenger, cargo area here. Parts of it could be cargo, or half of it, part of it, and then some of it could be, rooms for entertainment, or shower rooms, or casino halls, or whatever, entertainment halls and things like that. And then passengers could sit up here in this area. But the beauty of it is the seating. You would probably get more seating, and you will get more seating in this design than you do in the sausage design. And not only would you get more seating, it will be more comfortable, where people will be able to stretch their legs, maybe even make them into beds. or depending on the speed of the craft. I mean, for instance, if maybe one day we can get to Australia, we run to Australia in 2 hours, um, but still people would, sit back, kick back a little bit in nice chairs for 2 hours. Still, you still need, uh, to be able to relax, maybe watch a movie for an hour or two while it's travelling. These speeds will come within the next hundred years. We're going to be flying to Australia, London, and whatever in minutes. Because people like Elon Musk are pushing. They want to see things moving faster than what they're moving are or have done for the last few years. I've just seen that there's a new spacesuit. I think he's brought out. I'm going to cover that in a minute as well. But getting back to the plane design, passenger plane design set to evolve in the name of efficiency and emission control. So, as I said, the emission control can be dealt with in one big blow by having electric engines, and electrically powered. So that will deal with that. We have the technology to produce this, but it's been held behind by the oil companies, probably by maybe not the aircraft company, but certainly the oil companies don't want this design to come out. They don't want efficient aircraft. They want people to still be using oil 100 years from now. We need to start reducing on the planet everywhere. Every vehicle needs to start moving to electric. Now, there's planes need to start moving to electric. Everything that we can think of needs to move to electric. If we can't go full electric, then we need to start hybrid planes, hybrid cars, and then when the technology gets really good for battery technology, then we can start moving into completely electric. Now, obviously, people don't want this to happen. Certain people don't want this to happen in the hierarchy. But to be honest with you, look, this needs to happen if this Earth is going to continue and start to get cleaner. Since they removed the lead in petrol in the 70s, which was a great and bold move, things got better. There was a time when I was a young boy in the 70s when you used to go drive through London on a Saturday. Literally, I'm telling you, it took hours to get from Hyde Park through to Piccadilly. It literally took hours. But as a young boy, I suppose 2 hours or something like that was a hell of a long time. But now it's actually flows fairly well. But I did remember the smog. It used to be foggy nearly all the time at night, and it's because of the amount of soot and all that stuff. Because everybody used coal, to warm their homes. The rich did in their hotels. They were, belching out this stuff into the air. Now things are very much more efficient with gas to a degree. Gas heaters, gas liners. But the funny thing is, people, using gas boilers rather than using, gas fires, are now removed in all council places and stuff like that. But the point is that we need, as a matter of urgency, but look at that, 2007. What's happened since then? Passenger plane design set to revolve in the name of efficiency and mission control, but nothing's happened, and it won't. You know, I don't know what it's going to take for someone to start, well, these companies start changing. 2007, July 31st, 2007, the standard aircraft design with which we have all become so familiar throughout the 20th century is headed for the scrappy. Really, 10 years ago, what's happened? Despite its ubiquitous nature, the traditional shape is set to be superseded in the push towards cleaner, greener aircraft that can transport people around the globe using less and less fuel. Well, the less and less fuel, either to go hybrid, or to be honest with you, you need to go full electric. We wrote recently about Boeing's blended wing body aircraft currently in testing, and now a new research group at the Netherlands University has formed with the explicit goal of designing consigning the current shape of passenger airlines to the history book. By who? The Clean Era project will investigate BWB high-tech propeller engines, I suppose because of electric, and even style body shapes in their effort to produce a light, efficient airliner model that produces less noise and cuts carbon dioxide emissions by at least 50% over current designs. So, God Almighty, are you looking to go back to propeller engines? Jesus. Let's click through that. It's really not very good. Again, 2007. This is the blended. Blended Boeing completes first flight tests. The traditional, is well tried and tested, but manufacturers like Boeing are moving beyond the tube with wings and a tail design, in which the push to improve fuel efficiency and the environmental impact for the next generation of jets. Inspired by flying wing designs from early decades like 1988's B-2 stealth bomber, the company has been collaborating with NASA to test the viability of a blended wing body aircraft using a flat, wide body that tapers out to thin wingtips and aims to strike an effective middle ground between the tube and flying wing designs. The ABWB design allows the entire body of the plane to generate lift and reduce drag in comparison with a tube-shaped fuselage, both of which are key factors in reducing fuel usage. The BWB design also provides a much greater cargo and passenger capacity. So the design itself, the full-bodied wing, is really the way to go, even now. Let's have a look. Making it particularly attractive to the military. After months of development, ground testing, and wind tunnel testing, Boeing flew its first BWB prototype last week with the 8.5% scale 500-pound X-48B aircraft, reaching 7,500 feet before its successful landing under remote control. So this is the beast in question. I think, yeah. But this is in. Let's have a look at some of the design, the pictures. Yeah. It's nice and all, but nothing has happened since. I mean, this is something like they could incorporate, I think, fairly now. Why haven't they done it? Why are they not doing it? This is a very efficient plane. It can fit everybody into this shape, more shape, flat. People have more space, I'm sure. Fuel could be in the wings as they normally done, or on, yeah, it looks great, but nothing's been done, which is a shame. Um, Here we go. We've seen all this nonsense, and they still haven't, done anything about it. So, yes. Let me just pause this, if I can. Just pause this a minute. Pause this a minute. Pause this a minute. Pause this a minute. Let me see. Pause this a minute. Let's just put this over here. Yeah, so we need to start looking at. Let's have a look at this company and see what they're doing, if anything. Oh dear. So, trying to translate it. Agree. Has this suddenly, after 10 years, gone tits up? University of Technology. So, very good. Let's see if we can see anything. See, this is the problem with, they always they just bring out rubbish like this. I'm not interested in rubbish. These electric cars. New charger on solar power. Yeah, right, whatever. They were given the task of, and yet, well, I suppose it's a university, so very shame. Well, let me try and sort of do a search on it. I suppose it might be in the search. Let's go back up to the top. Let's do a search. That if we can get hold of it. Let's see what happened here. Are they scared to do it? Yeah. Well, let's open to. Yeah. Can't do any searches. Total rubbish. Really bad site. Oh, alright. Sorry. Let's see if we can. Here we go. Still poor site. Here we go. What's this? Let's see if we can see anything on here. A collection of research projects for sustainable aviation. That's 2015. Someone would translate this for me. Oh, here we go. Let's do. Let me translate this. On Wednesday, 15th, the book Clean Era, a collection of research projects has been published. When it was started, the goal was to develop revolutionary ideas for civil aviation through emission reduction and fuel saving. This book presents a number of highlights for research conducted from this ambition. The book shows the work of young scientists who provide solutions to make aviation sustainable and ready for a newer, cleaner era. So the book can be found somewhere here. So what does that mean? They probably didn't. Nothing's been said. They quietly went about their business. So to buy this book, £51. Okay. Why would I want to buy that? You can get stuff. So there you go. You know, it's just a load of bullshit. You know, nothing's happened since then. And we're still in an era of, you know, the cigar-shaped aircraft. But we do need to start. It's funny, it looks like the shape of this craft looks funny with this blowing out its backside. But yeah, there we go. It would be nice if we could produce this kind of aircraft. These aircraft companies are just so conservative in their design. They just don't want to design anything unless it takes, you know, evolves and takes years. I mean, it's been 100 years now since we've had this. Well, just under 100 years, because it was biplanes and a few other bits, and you know. But the actual tube stage still came out just after the war, really. Right. So this is what I'm going to be talking about later on next time. Elon Musk shares first photo of SpaceX suit. So I'll talk about that on another video. Thanks very much.